Welcome, everyone, to the Jarvis Talk Show. Now, today's episode, I have found you your answer for the contract for Curtis Lazar. I have some interesting news if you're a Canadians fan, and I will be getting in depth a little bit about Darth Vader. Stay tuned. So, starting off with Curtis Lazar, I found out that it is a 2-year contract worth of $1.6 million. So it's not a big contract for Buffalo to take on. His annual AAV will be, we'll say, $850,000 per year, which is like basically a half decent entry-level contract. He's dipped off since his days in Ottawa. He used to be really good back in the day, not so much anymore. Now, moving on to the Canadians. They have signed forward Alex Bazile to a 2-year contract that is only for the AHL, I believe. It's somewhere around $750,000 annually. I think it's annually. It might even be the full contract. I'm not entirely sure. But anyhow, that's not the biggest fish of this episode. The next fish is actually a shark, and a great white shark, who in many markets in the NHL could be a bona fide number one defenseman. I'm talking about Jeff Petry. Folks, let me point it out to you. Mark Bergevin got a steal today. Jeff Petry, who is 32, will play 4 more seasons with the Canadiens with a cap hit of $6.25 million, worth of $25 million. Folks, let me make this clear. On the open market, he could have easily gotten 8. 3 straight seasons with 10 plus goals. 3 straight seasons with 40 plus points. He is an elite defenseman in the NHL, extremely underrated. I cannot tell you how underrated Jeff Petry is, even still. I know he got some recognition from the playing series with Pittsburgh. He was great there, but Jeff Petry is a consistent guy who just dominates every year. He should be. Let me tell you, there are only a handful of others that have gotten 10 plus goals and 40 plus points as a defenseman over the past 3 years. Now check this list out. Brett Burns, not bad. Victor Hedman, pretty good. Roman Josi, damn good. John Carlson. And finally on that list, probably the biggest, we'll say, shark of them all when it comes to unrestricted free agency this year, and that would be Alex Pietrangelo. So, quite the elite company for Jeff Petry. How he has not even gotten nominations for the Norris is a slap in the face, and it's not just a slap in the face, it's a slap in the face with a fish. It is extremely insulting if you are Jeff Petry and you haven't even been considered for the Norris. Some from the Montreal Canadiens fan base say Weber's even better or not Weber, Petry's even better than Weber. Now, I've watched Jeff Petry over the past 4 or 5 seasons since he's been in Montreal. And this guy, I kid you not, should be every single season top 10 in voting for the Norris Trophy. But throughout the past 4 to 5 years, do you know how many times he's been top 10? Not once. As I said, you will not find another over or underrated defenseman like Jeff Petry. Extremely underrated. A lot of people didn't know about his numbers. Well, you do now. Montreal, great contract, Marc Bergevin. That is the greatest signing you have ever done since becoming the GM of our team 8 years ago. And MB is starting to turn things around. He started that about 3 years ago with the drafting. And he's brought in a couple of key pieces. Weber and Price has been here, you know. So it's starting to, you got Gallagher who's here. And Phil Deneau's turned into a nice two-way center. I would say Max Domi, but with the signing of Petry, Domi is almost certainly gone. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, certainly a great signing by Marc Bergevin there. Can I tell you? Pittsburgh beats Montreal if Jeff Petry is not on that Canadiens blue line. Just like Pittsburgh beats Montreal if Montreal doesn't have Carey Price. Carey Price was outstanding. I'll give it to him. I love Pricey anyway. But he played amazing. That being said, it was a best 3 out of 5. So you didn't need to win 4. You only needed to win 3. But still, Pricey played amazing in every game he played in. But game 1 goes to overtime. Who scores game 1? Jeff Petry. Okay, Pittsburgh comes back, they win game 2. Okay, it's bound to happen. Good team. Game 3, the Canadiens are down 3-1. They find a way to tie it. And in the final, I believe it was 5 minutes of game 3, Jeff Petry would tally another game winner. His second game winner in 3 games. It was on the goal line when he went bar down over the shoulder of Matt Murray. Crazy stuff. Jeff Petry, extremely underrated. I could go on and on about that, but I'll stop on this particular topic. He's just so underrated. Now moving onward, we're talking a little bit about Darth Vader today. And something that just occurred to me. Palpatine would often get angry at Darth Vader for trying to hunt down Jedi, and it cost them some battles and stuff and lots of resources. Well, it is so funny when you look at the Rise of Skywalker movie. He looks at Kylo Ren and kill the girl and the Jedi, and the new Empire will be yours. It's very funny to me, because if he just had to let Darth Vader hunt down all the Jedi, this wouldn't have been a problem for the Sith. They would have ruled because there would have been no one to challenge. There would have been no one to kill Palpatine, right? So there'd be no... My point being that if he had Vader kill all the Jedi, Vader would have eventually found Yoda, and he would have killed him. More than likely, Yoda was pretty old by that point. Probably would have killed Luke, or if he didn't join him. He'd probably make Luke join, and they'd probably kill Palpatine, but whatever. And whatever Jedi were left, there weren't many. There was only a handful. Hunt them down. Ahsoka, she's about the only one, really. And I can't really call her a Jedi. She was more of a Padawan. But he would have killed her with ease. And that solves that. Because you're forgetting. If he kills Yoda, Obi-Wan's already dead. Gets Luke to join. There is no one to train Rey. Rey never becomes a Jedi. Therefore, the Jedi are dead and the Sith rule. The rebellion would be crushed. And Palpatine would never have to come back. And the Sith would rule. There'd be no one to challenge. It'd be supreme dominance. Now, I want your thoughts on this. On these thoughts of mine when it comes to Darth Vader and him hunting the Jedi, and what you think he should have done or what Palpatine should have let him to do. And my next episode, I will get into a bit more about Darth Vader, particularly some of his battles, and particularly his relationships with some of the Imperial officers of the Empire. Until then, thank you for joining me. May the Force be with you, and I bid you adieu.